You see drones everywhere now, don't you? They're not just fancy toys anymore.
No, definitely not. They've become real tools.
Exactly. Tools for everything from, amazing movie shots to checking out bridges way up high. But how do you actually operate one professionally, like the Phantom 4 Pro 2.0? And it kind of feels like this secret club sometimes.
Yeah, there's a bit of mystery around it for sure.
Well, today, let's pull back that curtain. This deep dive is all about giving you a practical guide. Real, actionable stuff from a great source focused on that Phantom 4 Pro 2.0. Our mission, simple, really. Cut through all the jargon and noise, give you the vital info you need. Maybe you're thinking about using a drone for a project, or maybe you're just, curious about what makes a flight safe and successful.
Right, as opposed to one that doesn't go so well.
Exactly. So we're going to cover it all. Planning, right through to battery care, which turns out to be huge.
No, absolutely critical.
Okay, let's kick off at the start. The why. Why are drones suddenly everywhere? What kinds of jobs are they really doing?
Well, the range is pretty amazing, actually. It's wider than many people think. Of course, there's the obvious stuff like aerial video and photos for, say, presentations.
Sure, the cinematic shots.
Right. But then there's the really detailed inspection work. High-rise buildings, bridges, cell towers, even checking slopes for instability.
Things that are dangerous or difficult for people to get to.
Exactly. And agriculture is big too, monitoring crops, then mapping large areas. And something really key for engineers, collecting data for simulations.
Simulations like what?
Things like analyzing water catchment areas, predicting flood risks, mapping surface runoff, checking slope stability. You need precise ground data for that. Drones can get it quickly and safely.
Wow, okay. That is a broad range, definitely more than just pretty pictures.
Much more.
It really shows how specialized drone work is becoming. But with all these possibilities, are there times when maybe a drone isn't the best tool? It's not magic, right?
Oh, absolutely not. That's a really important point. Drones are amazing, yeah, but a common mistake is trying to use one when, frankly, an older method might be better.
Like?
Well, say you need super high precision, like sub-millimeter, inside a building with no GPS signal. A drone might struggle there. Maybe a ground-based laser scanner is the better call.
Ah, okay. So you got to know the limits.
You have to know the limits,
Yeah.
which brings us right to that first big planning step. Picking the right drone, not just any drone, but one suited for that specific job.
Yeah.
Even a great drone like the Phantom 4 isn't perfect for everything.
Makes sense. Match the tool to the task. So you've picked your drone. Now, for precision work, our source talks a lot about ground control points, GCPs.
Yes, GCPs.
What exactly are they, and why are they so important for, say, mapping? The unsung heroes, maybe?
That's a good way to put it. GCPs and also checkpoints. They're essential if you need really accurate maps. Think about it. You take a photo from the air. How do you know exactly where everything is on the ground?
Right, it could be slightly tilted or scaled wrong.
Precisely. GCPs are your anchors. They're physical marks you put on the ground before you fly. And they're exact real-world coordinates, usually measured with survey-grade GPS.
So you measure them first, then fly the drone over them.
Exactly. And having those known points in the images, it makes processing the data later so much simpler and more accurate.
Okay, so how does that help with the final product, the maps and models?
It connects directly to getting high-quality results. Things like digital surface models, DSMs, which show everything, buildings, trees, you name it.
The whole shebang.
Yeah. And digital terrain models, DTMs, where you strip all that away to see just the bare earth.
Okay.
And ortho photos, these are crucial. They're like aerial photos, but geometrically corrected.
Right.
No distortion. So you can actually measure distances and areas accurately right off the map.
Got it. So that sounds super important for mapping, but what if I'm just, say, flying up to look at a roof for damage? Do I still need GCPs then? Seems like a lot of extra work.
That's a fair question. And no, not necessarily. For a quick visual check, where you're just looking for cracks or whatever, and you don't need precise measurements, you probably don't need GCPs.
Okay.
But the moment you need real spatial accuracy, mapping, measuring volumes, tracking changes over time, then GCPs become absolutely non-negotiable. They're the bedrock of accurate data.
Right, okay. Bedrock of accuracy. I like that. So we've planned the what and the how, but the source mentions something often overlooked. When to fly. Timing matters.
Oh, hugely. The source really emphasizes flying in the morning.
Morning, less wind.
Sometimes, yeah. But the big reason is heat. Flying midday, especially on a hot day, can be really risky for the batteries. They can overheat.
Seriously, like catch fire.
It's possible. There's a safe operating temperature range, roughly 27 to 70 degrees Celsius. But if that battery temp climbs past 65 degrees Celsius, that's a major warning sign. Over 70. Yeah, you're risking fire or even an explosion.
Wow, okay, that's serious. I wouldn't have immediately thought of that being the main danger of midday flying.
It's a big one people miss. And the other weather risk, rain.
Right, electronics and water don't mix.
Exactly. Most pro drones are not waterproof. Flying in rain is just asking for a short circuit and a crash. Not worth the risk to the drone or anything below it.
So clear, calm mornings are the sweet spot.
Definitely the best bet.
Okay, so we avoid bad weather, we avoid midday heat. What else needs to be on that pre-flight checklist before we even think about ticking off?
Good question. Once the conditions are right, you look at the gear and yourself. First, maybe do a quick refresher, even if you're experienced. And always test the drone beforehand. A quick hover, check controls.
Like a pre-flight check on a plane.
Exactly like that. Make sure everything works before the main mission. Second, batteries. Fully charged the day before, not the morning of, rushing.
Gives them time to settle.
Partly that, but mostly just ensures they're definitely full and ready. And don't forget the remote controller. That needs a good charge too. A weak signal from the controller is bad news.
Right, lose the signal, lose control, potentially. Okay, so planning done, conditions good, gear checked. Now, the flight itself. Our source talks about different flight modes, P mode, S mode, A mode. These sound important.
They are fundamental. Understanding them changes how the drone behaves and, crucially, what safety features are active.
So it's not just about speed.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Let's break them down. First is P mode, positioning. This is your standard everyday mode. Best when you have strong GPS.
Okay.
It uses GPS, the vision sensors, infrared. Everything to keep stable, avoid obstacles automatically, track things. Your fancy features like tap fly, ActorTrack, they work in P mode.
What about speed?
It's capped, about 31 miles per hour, 50 kph with obstacle sensing on. A bit faster, 36 miles per hour or 58 kph if it's off for some reason. But if GPS or vision is weak, like indoors or in the dark, it just uses the barometer for altitude. Hold height, but might drift.
And you need bigger stick movements for speed.
Yeah, because it's prioritizing being stable and safe over being fast.
Okay, that's P mode. What about S mode? Sport mode. That sounds fast.
It is fast. S mode cranks up the agility and speed. Max speed jumps to 45 miles per hour or 72 kph.
Wow.
But, and this is the massive but, obstacle sensing is switched off, completely disabled.
Whoa, okay, so no automatic braking if something's in front?
None, zero. It will fly straight into it if you're not careful. So you need to be hyper aware of your surroundings. Wide open spaces are best.
And stopping distance?
Longer too. Needs about 164 feet, 50 meters to stop, even with no wind. So you need to anticipate.
Okay, so S mode is high speed, high agility, but high risk if you're not careful.
Very high risk if you're not in a clear area and fully focused.
Got it. And the last one, A mode, attitude.
A mode is basically what happens when P mode loses its main sensors. If GPS and the vision system aren't available, maybe deep indoors or in a canyon, it defaults to A mode. It only uses the barometer to hold altitude.
So it holds its height, but can drift sideways.
Exactly. It won't hold its position horizontally without your constant input. It's much more challenging to fly. Definitely for experienced pilots who know what they're doing without assistance.
That disabled obstacle sensing in sport mode, that sounds like a big gamble. Would a pro ever use that near anything? Or is it strictly for, like, filming a race car in the desert?
Generally, it's for those wide open scenarios, yeah. Chasing something fast, moving quickly between two very distant clear points.
Yeah.
Maybe, if the flight path was complex but meticulously pre-scouted and absolutely clear. But it demands exceptional manual skill and situational awareness. It's not for casual use near obstacles. High reward, high risk.
Understood. Okay, so knowing these modes is crucial. But what happens if things do go wrong? Like you lose the signal or the battery gets critically low? Tell us about return to home, RTH, the safety net.
Right, the Drones Get Me Home plan. There are three main types. First is fail-safe RTH.
Fail-safe sounds automatic.
It is. If the remote signal is lost for more than, say, 3 seconds, the drone automatically initiates RTH, usually climbs to a safe height you've preset, then flies back to the recorded home point and lands.
Okay, that's good insurance.
Definitely. Then there's Smart RTH. This is the one you
Well,
trigger.
you push a button.
Exactly. There's an RTH button on the remote or in the app. If you have GPS, you press and hold it, and the drone heads back to the home point. You can also cancel it by pressing the button again if, say, the situation changes or you want to land manually.
Pilot's choice return.
Precisely. And the third is low battery RTH.
The drone decides it's time to come home.
Pretty much. The app gives you a warning when the battery gets low. If you don't do anything after about 10 seconds, the drone will automatically start heading home.
Can you override that? Maybe you want to land it right where you are.
Yes. Crucially, you can cancel low battery RTH by pressing the RTH button. So you still have final control, maybe to land it closer if the home point is far away or obstructed.
It really drives home how much this is about managing the tech, not just flying it. Which brings us back to something you said was critical earlier, batteries. Our source spends a lot of time on battery care.
And for very good reason. They are the lifeline.
Right.
And honestly, the most common point of failure or danger if mishandled.
Right. So walk us through the must-do practices. Let's be real, people get rushed in the field. If you had to pick the one rule people break that causes the biggest, most immediate problems, what is it?
Ignoring temperature,
Yeah.
specifically high heat. We talked about the 65°C warning and the 70° danger zone for fire or explosion. People push it. They leave batteries in hot cars. They fly hard on hot days. That's the single most dangerous mistake.
Okay, rule number 1, respect the heat. What else is on the essential list?
Okay, the source lists 10 key things. 1, don't fully drain them, leave some charge. Better for longevity.
Okay.
2, monitor the level during flight. Don't just rely on timers. 3, remember these are lithium polymer. Handle them carefully, dropping them. Puncturing them is asking for trouble, potentially fire.
Right, handle with care.
4, no modifying, piercing, bending, dropping. Any physical damage is bad. 5, avoid extreme temps, hot or cold, when storing or using.
Makes sense.
6, inspect them before and after every flight. Look for swelling, damage, leaks, discoloration, anything weird, take it out of service.
Be vigilant.
7, that high temp flying point, again above 40°C ambient. Watch that battery temp in the app like a hawk. Over 65°C, bring it down. Over 70°C, land immediately, carefully.
Got it. What about storage?
8, store them properly. A cool, dry place, ideally between 22 and 28 Celsius. And never leave them in a hot car. Seriously. Also, don't store or carry them loose with metal stuff, keys, coins, jewelry. Can cause a short.
Ah, good tip. Like in a separate pouch.
Ideally, yes, or in their case. 9, don't store them fully charged for a long period.
Wait, don't store them full. Why not?
It actually degrades them faster, which leads to 10. For long-term storage, like more than 10 days, aim for a charge level between 40% and 65%. That's the sweet spot for extending their lifespan. Storing them full shortens it. Storing them empty is also bad.
Huh. 40 to 65% for storage. That's counterintuitive, but super important to know.
It really is. Proper battery care isn't just about getting longer flights. It's fundamental safety.
Wow. Okay. That really covers a huge amount. From figuring out what you can even do with a drone to setting up those crucial GCPs, understanding the different ways it flies in PS and A modes, and this incredibly detailed look at battery care. It's a lot.
It shows it's more than just pushing sticks, right?
Absolutely. It's this blend of amazing tech, but it needs that careful, informed human touch to work safely and effectively. So, thinking about all this, the power these machines have, the access they give us, but also the risks and the detailed care they need, it leaves me with a final thought for you listening. Given everything we've talked about, what responsibility do you feel is the most important one when you're operating a drone, especially when you're in shared spaces, near people, near property? It goes beyond just knowing the rules, doesn't it? There's a mindset involved, something to think about.